Bob Marley to me is an encyclopedia of life. You know, whatever happens, whatever struggle you're going through, whatever you know, tribulation, there's a Bob Marley song that can relate to that. You know, so I would say Bob Marley is, to what I would refer to him as an encyclopedia to life. All of his songs are life felt, and it can be. Bob Marley probably didn't even realize how much impact his songs would have on today's youths or today. To me, he's a prophet. Bob Marley is a prophet, just like, you know, they say Nostradamus is a prophet. Bob Marley to me is a prophet. He's been talking about things back then in the 1970s, 80s, early 80s. He's been talking about things which we're seen to pass. So, you know, war in the East. We're talking about, you know, many of these songs we can relate to today because it's happening today. Back in 1979, I met him at a studio session which I was invited by a friend of mine. She's an artist back then, and those were the days I was kind of like getting to love reggae music and getting used to the genre and starting to love Bob Marley. And she had a session up at Tough Gang Studio, and she invited me to come down. And that's, you know, Bob Marley was there jamming with his crew, and that's when I formally met him. And that gives me fond memories. I will never ever forget that. You know, that's one of my boasts. You know, I can boast that, yeah, I've met Bob Marley the person, because many people who love him to date have probably only seen him in documentaries or on recorded concerts. So I was privileged enough to have met him. Bob Marley to me is an international superstar. That he is king. You know, you cannot talk about reggae music without talking about Bob Marley. I mean, I've traveled the four corners of the earth playing this music, and in not one of my sets I can leave out a Bob Marley track. I mean, Bob Marley is that's the impact he still has today. That, you know, I can go places like Sierra Leone, I can go Gambia, Zimbabwe, I can go to Dubai, I can go, and people are asking for Bob Marley. You know, as soon as you get to the airport, as soon as you get to customs, you give them your passport, they say, oh, you're from Bob Marley country, you know, Bob Marley land. That's what they classify Jamaicans as, you know, Bob Marley land. Jamaica has 7 national heroes, and I think Bob Marley should be our international hero. He is a hero, you know, Bob Marley today. I mean, globally, he is king. Bob Marley is king.